New energy vehicles are also called electric vehicles, and the power source is the power battery, however. The electrical performance of power batteries is extremely sensitive to the ambient temperature, therefore. It is necessary to add a thermal management system to regulate the temperature of the battery pack to keep it in the optimal working temperature range. In this class, we mainly the function and application of battery thermal management system. Why does the battery generate heat during operation? On the one hand, this is due to the impedance inside the battery, which leads to the heat generation. When the current flows through the battery, during the battery charging and discharging. On the other hand, the electrochemical reactions inside the battery also produce a certain amount of heat. In addition, the design requirements of vehicles refinement makes the power battery pack structure closed and compact, which will exacerbate the heat accumulation of the battery, forming a closed and high-temperature environment, which can suddenly reduce the battery's electrical and safety performance. Low temperature also harms battery performance, especially resulting in a decrease in battery capacity. In fact, this is due to the high-temperature environment causing more useless side reactions inside the battery, which leads to low-efficiency intercalation and diintercalation of lithium ions. In addition, low-temperature environment makes the battery's chemical activity low, and the lithium ions intercalation and diintercalation ability is weak. Therefore, in order to optimize the performance of the battery pack, thermal management system is added to the EV to ensure each cell to work in a suitable temperature environment. So next, let's first learn about the best operating temperature of various power batteries. Generally speaking, the lead-acid cell is less sensitive to temperature. From the discharge characteristics, curve discharge characteristics curves at different temperatures, we can easily find that for lead-acid cells, the sensitivity of electrical performance to low temperature is higher. However, it is less sensitive to high temperature. In short, the best working range of this type of battery is wide, can work healthily in the range of 0 to 60 degrees Celsius. Although lead-acid batteries have such excellent working temperature characteristics, however, the low energy density of lead-acid batteries limit their widespread use as power batteries. Currently, the lead-acid cell is mainly used as the power source of small e-bikes and other cars, low-voltage batteries. Mgmt batteries is also a relatively common type of battery. The sensitivity of its performance to temperature is higher than that of the lead-acid cell. From the discharge characteristic curve, we can see that for the high-temperature area, once the temperature exceeds 50 degrees Celsius, the charging efficiency and battery life will be attenuated. For the low-temperature area, this phenomenon is more pronounced once the temperature is below -10 degrees Celsius. The discharge capacity of the battery will be severely attenuated. Therefore, the optimal working temperature range of this battery is between 10 and 50 degrees Celsius. Although NIMH batteries have better working temperature characteristics, but the disadvantage of low energy density also limits its use as a power vehicle power source. Currently are mainly used in hybrid electric vehicles. Power batteries such as Toyota, Prius hybrid car-ion batteries are the most popular battery type. However, the performance of this type of battery is extremely sensitive to temperature. For lithium iron phosphate batteries, low temperatures below 10 degrees Celsius is a big problem, which reduces the discharge life of the battery pack. Similarly, over 30 degrees Celsius is a high temperature hazard. Therefore, the best operating temperature of lithium-ion batteries is between 20 and 29 degrees Celsius. In addition, compared with NIMH batteries and lead-acid batteries, it has a high energy density. It generates more heat during operation. so it requires higher heat dissipation, therefore. Lithium-ion batteries are mainly used in such as Geely Mgmt EV450 and other pure electric vehicles, therefore. Different batteries have different optimum working temperature. Therefore, a suitable thermal management system is needed to improve the working performance of power batteries. In this class, we mainly learned the key role of the thermal management system, which is to regulate the temperature of the battery pack to keep the battery pack at the optimal operating temperature. We also learned the working temperature characteristics. 3 types of batteries. The electrical performance of NIMH batteries are less sensitive to operating temperature, while lithium-ion batteries are highly sensitive to operating temperature. Please refer to the information to learn about lithium-ion batteries. Are divided into different types. What kind of batteries are there?